There's something special about fashion shows that just makes you want to get into the networking phase. And if you want to keep up to the trends, it's always worth it. But we'll talk about it more. So recently I attended Orlando International Fashion Week, and they just had an array of models, different events going on at the locations that were actually very good and just inspiring. But what makes attending Fashion Week itself real good is that you are actually networking. And a lot of people don't like to network, and I tell people all the time, if you're into photography, you're into videography, you're a content creator, you have to network. You have to get out there, meet new people. All these different models out there looking to work with different photographers. Now, in this recent event that I attended, they had a fashion show at an art gallery. So many people in attendance. They had another fashion show at the Grand Bohemian Hotel. Now, this was actually pretty good because it was actually on a rooftop and they had a whole pool view and everything. The ambiance was set nice. So many different designers. The red carpet was out. They had people from different TV shows creating their own content as well. But it's just about getting your name and getting your brand out there. But most importantly, keeping up to the trends. So all these up and coming designers, all these established designers, they're out. They get to meet and work with different models who actually might do something for their brand. Well, in turn, will also do something for them. And it works 50-50. It's a nice partnership, especially when you work with brands that are established and they're looking for fresh faces. Fashion shows are the best place to get it. And most importantly, as a photographer, you work with brands, they have a certain look, a certain aesthetic that they would like to capture. And especially if you capture that outfit or that model together and it looks great, that can potentially be a long-lasting relationship. There was a fashion show that I attended in New York, and there was a brand. They gave me these parting gifts, gave it out to actually a lot of the photographers. It's a little hat. Summertime comes around, I'll definitely be wearing these. But the best part about this brand is that this is upcycled material. And this upcycled material, this is actually a hat. Summertime comes around, like I said, I'll definitely be wearing this. This is actually upcycled Coca-Cola material, and I believe this is Sprite, something like that. But whatever the case may be, it's stylish. And the fact is that you actually keep up to the trends. You don't get a chance to see these trends until they come out unless you attend, one of the big fashion shows. If you go to like London, Milan, or Paris, or one of those places. And even then, those are like the top tier because the Louis Vuitton and everything, you don't get to see that too often unless you're inclusive into those societies, into that vicinity. So attending all these other fashion shows, like if you go to Atlanta, you go to Miami Swim Week, you get to see all the swim brands that come out. It's just great.
I've been modeling for about a year and a half, and I'm super excited for tonight's show. Everyone looks great so far. And
I am so excited going into this fashion show.
Very excited. It's my first show.
You might meet some actors, you might meet some R&B singers, different people. And it's always a good thing to network. Have a business card on you. It's always good to show people the type of work that you can do because they might be able to hire you or put you in a position to go along the lines of where you're trying to be in your photography or videography career. I've met artists, all these different type of people, and it's a great experience along with creating a brand for yourself that they can remember because they know when they see JCM, they know what to expect when they take a photo. They know what to expect when you do a video. And I think that's one of the best parts about building your brand and getting your name out when you attend fashion shows. So to go back to that question, why do you attend fashion shows? It's to create a lasting impression on those who you meet. You meet other photographers. They might be able to network with you. They might need a second shooter. They might want you to shoot with them at a show or whatever the case may be. And in this day and age where networking is just a necessity, creating content is a necessity, it's always good to have a fresh face or a fresh perspective when you're working. So you can always do something good out at a fashion show. Now, one of the things that I find about fashion shows is that you actually have to come with your own, how shall I say, your own mindset, an open mindset, I should say, an open mindset to the type of clothing and the brands that you see, because not everything is going to be your cup of tea. You're going to see things that you might not wear on the regular. You might see things that probably are out of your price range, to be honest. Sometimes a lot of the things are out of your price range, but you get a different perspective. And since I'm a person that is into fashion, I love to see all these different designs, because every year, almost every quarter, there's something that comes out, something for spring, something for fall, something for winter, something for summer. And there's so many different things. And that's part of being part of the fashion community. You get to see everything firsthand prior to it dropping, especially. That's even better. We all know there's a pair of sneakers out there that we want. Maybe it's some Jordans or whatever the case may be, but we might see it on the runway. You might see some Balenciagas on the runway that don't come out till summer. These are the type of things that make attending a fashion show so great. You guys let me know. Drop a comment down below if you've ever attended a fashion show and you've seen a garment or sneakers or some sort of accessory that you've said, you know what, I can't wait till this drops. I might just cop this. Drop a comment, let me know. But continuing on, another big reason for attending fashion shows, and that's just for me as a photographer and a videographer, is to see all the new gear that comes out. I love to see when photographers come out, it might be the latest lens, it might be an older lens, it might be a vintage lens, and the creativity behind it. Some people take some shots and you say, wow, how did they even pull that off? Using an older lens, you figure, you need the latest and greatest, but sometimes you really don't. And it's really just a matter of how you position yourself and the creativity. So when I see these videographers and they come out, they might have the latest camera, whether it be a Nikon, the Z9, or, the Canon, a C400 or something like that, or a Sony, or even Olympus, or whatever the case may be. I just like to see the creativity that comes out of these cameras, because it goes to show you that most times gear really doesn't matter, at least until it does. But most times gear doesn't matter. It's all about the creativity and how you work with what you have. Whether you use a focal length of 16, you can shoot a wide shot. That gives you a different perspective. You can use a 25, that's also another wide, or you can go tighter and you can use a 70 where you get that compression, or even down to maybe a 130 or 135 where you get that real creamy bokeh where you're shooting at 1.4 and you just want everything obliterated in the background and you just have the model there. But once again, it's just perspective and you get to see all different things. And that's one of the things that makes fashion shows, at least for me, worthwhile for attending. So drop a comment, let me know what's the latest fashion show that you've attended and what do you like so much about fashion that makes you attend fashion shows. And of course, if you learned anything from this, please follow, like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Don't forget, stay creative.